Lamelt, Hammered Coupe, and the much anticipated Bloodbath and Beyond. Welcome to the Junkyard Joust, everybody. I'm Aaron Yonda. It's time for Season 7, Qualifier 7. 3 returning teams and 2 brand new ones. Let's head into the garage and take a closer look. The Bandits made it all the way to 5th place in the finals last season, and that was without the bonus action they were supposed to have. They'll get that bonus action this season. Bloodbath and Beyond, sponsored by Chicken Rings Onion Wings, who coincidentally came up with that name. This team was formerly known as Bloodlight. Emerald Undercurrent are back with the infamous Lamelt, as well as a green tail dragger. Hammered Coupe turned purple and joined Propulsion. They've got a brand new lineup, including a purple Shadow Jet. Voted into the season by you, it's the Turbolts, a team of all Porsches. And we are off to the races, or rather the crashes. Round 1, starting off with the Bandits. Barb and her new friend Mr. Bean taking the 49 Buick Roadmaster down, sponsored by Emo Dingo, and there they go, both tumbling out of the vehicle. Barb was driving the Suburban in Sweet and Low earlier this season, and she just decided to hang out. Baby Cookie and a Klingon going down in the 63 MG MGB for Bloodbath and Beyond, sponsored by Sauce Automotive, Sachet, and Buffet. Oh boy, the Klingon got some good height on that hit as he flew into the crates. Cookie spins off to the left, lands over by the fence. Tail Dragger up for Emerald first, sponsored by Mark the Music Lover. Tail Dragger slams into the MG, almost gets it up on top of the Buick, but then it kind of pushes its way back down and locks it back in. First up for the Turbolts, Porsche 356 Outlaw, sponsored by Sid from Cybertron. Wow, the Outlaw somehow gets underneath Tail Dragger, not something you see very often with that car, almost an undercut by that Porsche. Custom 72 Chevy Love for Propulsion, sponsored by Chicken Rings Onion Wings. Chevy slams hard into the Outlaw. Tail Dragger gets tossed up, but look at that nice pivot, keeps balanced, and makes a great recovery. No eliminations yet in this round. Coming down next, the 73 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, sponsored by Reaper EOD. The Coupe de Ville squeezes the Chevy Love off the track, and it goes upside down. No recovery there. First elimination, and it looks like the Outlaw finally got underneath MG. Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, sponsored by Sicken. The Mercedes goes flying. Wow, just spins around, does not make a recovery, skids into the crates, and that is going to be an elimination for Bloodbath and Beyond. The DeVille kind of turned into a ramp almost. Next up is Mig-Rig for the Emerald Undercurrent. Mig-Rig goes off the back of that DeVille, makes a nice bounce, couple of bounces actually, and then gets off the track to safety, right side up. Nice recovery. Here comes a 74 Grand Porsche 934.5, sponsored by Pick Your Sticker. Big hit from that Porsche. It's a heavy car, and two big cars get tossed. The Coupe de Ville thrown off the track, eliminated for the Bandits. MG balanced precariously on the Roadmaster. 78 Ford Escort, sponsored by Ripash. Solid hit by the Escort, and the Outlaw is thrown off by its own teammate into elimination land. You hate to see it, and that could be a loss for the Turbolts. The 64 Chevy Impala, sponsored by Chorgoth, the Infinite Horror. A nudge there from the Impala, and the Black Bandits only swapped out one car on their team. They replaced Black Beauty with that Buick Roadmaster, serving them well so far. Coming down next, Ferrari 250 LM, sponsored by Tribbles Troublemakers. The Ferrari pushes into the line, but can't really get much to happen, just tightens it up a little bit. Lola GT70, sponsored by Farty Marty. Lola slams into the Ferrari, the line's backing up now. Next up for the Turbolts, the Porsche 911 GT3. The Porsche gets a nice takedown on Lola, knocks Lola off the track upside down, and now the Ferrari's starting to slide off as well. Good penetration from that Porsche. Shadow Jet for Propulsion, sponsored by Sean's Toy Room. Shadow Jet does a takedown on the car that just did the takedown. The Porsche gets tossed up, bounces off the Impala, and goes upside down. Another loss for the Turbolts. 72 Mercedes-Benz, sponsored by the Miskatonic Automotive Club for the Bandits. Mercedes, whoa, I don't even know what happened there. Shadowjet goes flying into Mr. Bean and actually rights the Chevy Love. A nice save by Shadowjet, and the Mercedes making a nice bounding recovery on the right. The De Tomaso Pantera Gruppo 4 for Bloodbath and Beyond. The Gruppo hits the line, it's pretty solid. Little hood action there, but nothing else. I think the MG and the Buick Roadmaster have locked windshields up front. Back-to-back Tomaso, 71 De Tomaso Mangusta, sponsored by Chone. Ooh, a nice hit there, but can't take down the other De Tomaso. Couple of pretty nice cars there. Here comes Johnny Silverhand's car from Cyberpunk 2077, it's the Porsche 930. The Porsche takes down the green De Tomaso, flips it out over, and it's done, Tomaso. Porsche 935, sponsored by Stump's Tree Farm. The Porsche that's not a part of the Porsche team, it's on propulsion, takes out Johnny Silverhand, flips the car over, and that is going to be the third elimination for the Turbolts. 64 Continental, sponsored by Sicken. Continental slams the propulsion Porsche all the way up to Tail Dragger. It gets wedged in there upside down right by another Porsche. Porsche is not doing too good in this match so far. 70 Rover P6 Group 2, sponsored by Sean and Patrick Hogan. The Rover smacks the Continental around, but the Continental stays flat, keeps it alive. Meanwhile, the Rover flips over upside down next to one of its teammates. That'll be 2 eliminations for Bloodbath and Beyond. The one, the only, Lamelt, sponsored by Chicken Rings Onion Wings. Lamelt ambles into place, basically just pushes the hood up on the Impala. Now everyone's gonna watch out for that fin on the back of Lamelt. The Porsche 959, sponsored by Hendrika's Heavy Hauling. The Porsche kind of stumbles over Lamelt, but manages to keep it upright, and Lamelt's starting to go under the Impala. Final car of the round, Hammered Coupe gonna take a shot at Lamelt, sponsored by Judy Collins. Hammered Coupe does manage to get Lamelt off the track, can't take it out. The Impala helped prevent that from happening. Porsche spins off to the side, no eliminations by Hammered Coupe in that hit, but plenty of eliminations in round 1. 10 cars have been eliminated, and we've definitely got a couple of teams that are on the ropes. Let's take a look at the aftermath. Bloodbath and Beyond and the Turbolts lost 3 apiece. They are definitely in trouble. Emerald Undercurrent lost 2 down to 3, and the Bandits and Propulsion only lost 1. Here we go, round 2. We're starting off with Barb and Bean.
You stay with me.
Big slam into the track buffer, and Mr. Bean tossed out first. Barb almost stays on board, but can't quite hold on. Flips out at the very end. And Barb and Bean both end up bruised, but not beaten. The Ford Escort speeds into position, goes curbside off the back of the Roadmaster. Tail Dragger tosses it off the track and takes it down in the process. Elimination for Propulsion. And Tail Dragger is locked in. The Pantera struggles with the back of Tail Dragger, bounces up and on top of it, and ends up curbside. Definitely ripe for a takedown here. And what a takedown it was by the Porsche 934.5. Tosses the Pantera off the track, upside down. Solid hit. Chevy Impala has nowhere to go, bounces back off that heavy Porsche. And Shadowjet has its way with the Impala, throws it up in the air, flips it around, no recovery there. The Bandit's gonna lose another one. Shadowjet balances precariously on the edge of the track. Lamelt tries to take Shadowjet down, can't do it. Shadowjet got too much agility, and now Lamelt could be in a problematic position. Whoa, a huge hit from the Ferrari as it flings itself bodily all the way down to the end of the crates. Lamelt escapes without any punishment, but that was close. Lamelt almost tipped right there. Almost a takedown. Unfortunately, Bloodbath and Beyond lose another car. And that's going to put Bloodbath and Beyond in a tough position. Unless there's a miracle recovery, they are out of this match. Mercedes-Benz takes a shot at the Porsche, kind of leaves itself hanging in a tough position. Porsche is curbside now. And the illustrious Hammered Coupe gets underneath that Porsche, takes it out, and then takes a shot at the other Porsche. Mercedes-Benz manages to escape, hanging out next to Mr. Bean. Wow, that was quite a takedown. And boom, the MIG rig pushes Hammered Coupe underneath the remaining Porsche, and now that Porsche is out. Also in trouble is Tail Dragger. A big crash from the Continental, and Tail Dragger taken out. MIG rig escapes, and Hammered Coupe's going all the way up to the front underneath that Buick Roadmaster. Final car of the round, the Chevy Love slams into the line. Hammered Coupe gets underneath the Buick, but it stays alive. 7 eliminations in the round, and normally this would be the end of the match, but it's not going to be. I'll explain in a second. There are your 7 eliminations. Let's take a look at the aftermath. Bloodbath and Beyond living up to their name. They went way beyond and got themselves all eliminated. Turbo's also out. Emerald lost 1 down to 2, and the Bandits and Propulsion went down to 3 from 4. Now, those 2 teams are tied in points, and there is a bonus action to be given away, but 2 teams cannot win the bonus action, so I'm going to throw it to Jeff to explain what happens next.
Ah, yes, Aaron, thank you. Every action deserves an equal and opposite bonus action, which is how all of this works.
I'll make a note of it, Professor.
You're incorrigible, baby cookie.
Basically what Jeff is trying to say is we're going to run a bonus round to see who gets the bonus action. Propulsion's going to start us off with the Chevy Love. Followed up by the Roadmaster. Wow, Mr. Bean and Barb staying in the car this time somehow. And the Chevy Love makes a fantastic recovery. Looks like it's going over, and it comes right back. This round will decide whether the Black Bandits or Propulsion get the bonus action. Whoever has more cars at the end of the round. Emerald Undercurrent just playing spoiler. They cannot win the bonus action. Hammered Coupe blows through the line of cars. Flips the Roadmaster up. Barb gets tossed out of the car. Up on top of Evil Weevil. Mr. Bean somehow stays in the car. He must really be clenching that seat with his legs. And right now the Roadmaster is out. Mercedes attempts some revenge on Hammered Coupe, can't do it. Barb gets thrown into the crates, basically out of harm's way. The Buick slides but can't recover. The MIG rig plows into the Mercedes, pushes it off of Hammered Coupe, and it takes a bad roll. Can't make a recovery. That is 2 eliminations for the Bandits now. A second bonus action not looking too likely here. Ooh, maybe I spoke too soon as Hammered Coupe is eliminated by its teammate Shadowjet, and the MIG rig survives. Makes a nice lofting landing up front. Continental takes a shot at Shadowjet, can't do it. That is going to give Propulsion the bonus action as they still have 2 cars left. That Chevy Love, which was almost eliminated in round 1, helping their team pick up that action. And there are the 3 eliminations from that round. Emerald kind of showboating a little bit, not getting any eliminations. And taking a look at the point totals, Propulsion did it. 16 points over the Bandits' 13. The Bandits did not use their bonus action in this match. They get to keep it for a future one. So here are your 3 teams moving on. They will join this illustrious and growing crowd of teams that are all going to the main event. And now, since we've got a little extra time, let's revisit that controversial Jet Streak decision. The Junkyard Joust patrons voted, and Jet Streak is going to the main event, 67-33. The ruling will stand. Reaper EOD had a great way of explaining why the rules should be this way in Discord. For a car to be considered sideways, it takes a 90-degree angle, which is why the 45-degree rule is made. But for a car to be upside down, which is what it would be on the front or back axis, it would require 180 degrees, so that would make the halfway point 90 degrees. So 90 degrees will be the ruling from now on. Again, this is a very rare occurrence, so I doubt it will come into play very often. Big thanks to my patrons for helping me sort through this. We had a few more people send in their really cool home joust setups, some pretty nice ones, and I always enjoy the use of books in a Junkyard Joust track. Thanks to everyone for sending those in. I'm really glad everyone's doing this at home, and I hope you're having a lot of fun. I know I am, and I want to thank all of you for watching. We'll see you next time on the Joust. The custom tournament will be starting up very soon, hopefully next Sunday, if not then, the following.